to it. What I say? I said, put your mind to it. Let's talk about this. So we coming from investment securities. We have Article 8-102. Let's read this. I think y'all like to read what Brother Isaiah. You hear me? Let's read it. So an adverse claim means a claim that a claimant has a property interest in the financial asset and that it's a violation. Wait a minute. It's a violation of the rights of the claimant for another person to hold, transfer, or deal with the financial asset. Okay. Now, bearer form as applied to a certificated security means the form in which the security is payable to the bearer, okay, of the security according to its terms, but not by reason of an endorsement. So bearer form is the way that the security is payable on its face. So it's usually all securities are payable to a specified person, right? It's usually payable to a person or it's due to a person. Usually the way something is payable is usually due. See, you got to understand the duality of words, right? So when you say something is payable, that means that it's due. If I say this is payable to you, I'm saying that this is due to you. That what? The amount payable is due to that man right there. So when you get what's actually being said, they're using accounting terms. So they're not saying that it's payable to you because you haven't claimed the rights for it to be payable to you yet. But when they're saying that it's due to you, that's just a reverse term of something being payable to you. And once you get that concept, you'll understand why everything is payable to you, because everything is what? Due to who? You, right? So a broker means a person as defined as a broker or a dealer under the financial security laws, but without excluding a bank acting in that capacity. All right. And we are brokers too, like bank, like in certain places in the code, it tell you that you are actually acting as a broker for the account because you're the one that's doing all the transactions. You're the one that's making all the, transfers, and but you're not certified like a legal broker, but you have certain qualities that a broker has, or you have qualities of a trustee or a fiduciary. You have so many different qualities that you qualify for, even though you're not that. You're a beneficiary. But the Cestui Que Vie Trust is a unique entity. And once you understand how unique it is, it'll start making sense to you while you need to really study this information. Like I'm telling you, a certificated security means a security that is represented by a certificate. Now, most people don't get that. So I want to make sure that it's clear to you. So when you read the code, you comprehend what it's saying, right? So when a certificated security, right, means a security that is represented by a certificate, right? What that mean? What that mean, Brother Isaiah? So a certificated security will be a security that's issued to me, but the security is backed by the original promissory note, which was issued to the holder. So the holder is holding, let's say he's holding an installment contract. And then he issues you a bill or some type of invoice. That bill or whatever, that statement that he sends to you is what's known as a certificated security because it's backed by the original security in which it's being issued from. See, that amount that he sends you or that he tenders to you from the amount that he's holding is backed by the security. That's the reason why he's able to issue that, because the security that he's holding backs it up, gives him the right to issue that amount. See, now you're getting into the concepts of understanding what's actually being said. So studying is the key to success for you to get it and understand what this stuff is saying. Clearing corporation means a person that is registered as a clearing corporation under the federal security laws, a Federal Reserve Bank, or any other person that provides clearance or settlement services with respects to financial assets that would require for it to be registered as a clearing agency under the federal security laws, but not for an exclusion or an exemption for a registration requirement, for it is an its activities as a clearing corporation, including promulgation of rules, are subject to regulations by federal or state governmental authority, right? So we're talking about clearing corporations like banks and financial institutions, the Federal Reserve, all these things, right? So now you got communicate, I'm not going to get into all the definitions, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna dab around real quick. All right, because these are all the definitions, right? Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. All right. All right, so all right, when you go on here and start breaking down investment companies and securities, and then it basically lets you know, we know that banks and other financial institutions are investment companies, right? But what a lot of people don't know is like when you receiving a security from them, that you're receiving some sort of share or some type of interest that, what I'm saying, whenever they give you something and whatever the face amount of that security is what basically they saying that was given to you. So you receiving face amount securities and you being charged for financing for the extension of the loan that's been given, right? And your acceptance of the loan and then your return of the loan, right? But let me find this real quick. Let me find the security account. Y'all need to go on here and eat this up, though. All right, so the acquisition of a security or financial asset or interest therein, right? And I'm just kind of like going through it a little bit. Actually, man, when I say Article 8 is fire, like, man, I can't stress it enough, man, like how much great information is in this article, but you got to understand, like, the code is codified. So, and what that means is when it's codified, it means that if you don't study, you'll never unlock the code. You'll read it all day and never find the same information that I'm finding. You be like, man, I've read this. I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a codified thing. You got to know how to unlock the code, right? A person acquires a security or an interest therein under this article if that person is the purchaser to whom the security is delivered pursuant to 8301. Now, if we go to 8301, which I'm going to dab and then dab right back just to show you something, why you got to go in here and this is how you got to read the code so you can understand whether or not if you are the purchaser, because we trying to figure out who is the purchaser. Why we need to know who this person is. Let's go back real quick, because we're trying to do an acquisition of a security, right? Or a financial asset or interest therein, right? So in order for to do the acquisition, in order to follow what the code is about to tell you, first of all, we need to know who the purchaser is, right? So it says the person is the purchaser to whom the security is delivered, right? So when we read 8301, we'll know whether or not that's pertaining to us because it's about to explain who this person is. Let's go. So delivery of a security certificate or certificated security to a purchaser occurs when? Now, what did I first say? We're going to stop right there before I even go into it, right? Remember what I was saying when I talked about the holder holding the original note and we were talking about a certificated security where I was breaking it down. Remember I said that the note gave him the right to issue the bill or whatever he was issuing to you. It was backed by something he had in his possession that gave him the right to issue that. Right now, let's go back to delivery. Now, when you read it, it says delivery of a certificated security, right, to a purchaser occurs when the purchaser acquires possession of the security certificate. Another person other than a security intermediary either acquire